Hello everybody, thanks for clicking on this video. Now, unboxing plants is easy, but keeping them alive afterwards is not always easy. So today I want to discuss the 12 plants I showed you in my Ecuagenera unboxing video of May of this year. So let's see how the plants are doing after 5 months under my care. Now, if you haven't watched my unboxing video of May yet, let me tell you there were 6 new plants, and on top of that there were 6 extra free replacement plants that Ecuagenera sent me after the horrible batch of plants that they sent me 1 month earlier. Now the first plant is this Philodendron Insigne Purple. It was a new plant that came with 4 leaves, beautifully colored in purple at the bottom. Now it has 7 leaves, so it's definitely doing great. The second plant is the Philodendron Pulchrum. Now this was one of the 6 replacement plants and it's doing great, as you can see, since it made quite a few new leaves since it arrived at my place. Now, the funny thing is that the original plant that arrived in April in a very bad shape completely bounced back. You can see it on the right here. It is obviously smaller than its replacement brother on the left, but that's normal since it had to grow back from basically nothing. Now, this weird thing here is the Philodendron Scottianum, also a replacement plant that actually did exactly the same thing as the original one, meaning it almost completely died back, but it has a couple of green growing points left at the bottom, so it's not dead, fingers crossed. Now, interestingly enough, the original plant finally decided to resurrect itself. You can see it here on the right. It has produced 3 brand new leaves, so I hope the replacement plant on the left will follow its example. Now this beauty here is the Philodendron Genovesianum. It was a new plant that I ordered in May. It arrived in great shape and after 5 months it is still living its best life. I think it came with 4 leaves, now it has 6 leaves with beautifully furry petioles. The only thing is, I think the pot is getting a bit small, so I might have to consider repotting this plant. Next up is the 5th plant, which is this beautiful Philodendron Quilery round. It was a new plant that I ordered. It had no shipping damage when it arrived, and after 5 months under my care, it's still doing great. The newest leaf, as you can see, is quite big. And at the moment it's working on yet another new leaf. So overall I would say this plant is in a pretty good shape. Okay, so the 6th plant is this Philodendron Barossovanum number 5, which was another free replacement plant that Ecuagenera sent me since the first one I got arrived in a very bad shape. Now, this new specimen here is doing quite well. It sprouted 2 new leaves since I got it, and once again, I'm gonna also show you the original plant. And yes, once again, it came back from the dead. You can see it here on the right. It has 4 new leaves now. It looks a bit weird, but I guess that's normal for what could be called a zombie plant. Now, obviously, there is also some bad news. Just have a look at this. This used to be my Philodendron Strictum, a new plant I received in a perfect shape. And if you watched the May unboxing video, you can hear me saying that this plant would definitely make it. Now, in Greek mythology, this cockiness is called hubris, and so the gods sometimes punish those who get overconfident. So this plant just completely died on me, it's as simple as that. Alright, plant number 8 is this Philodendron Geniculatum. It's one of the 6 replacement plants. The original plant lost all of its leaves during the shipping, but this specimen arrived in good shape and it's doing great. It sprouted at least 2 new leaves I might have to give it a moss ball though, because it's starting to grow sideways and that's not what we want. But overall, this plant is doing just fine. Now, plant number 9 is a new plant that I ordered. It's the Philodendron uraoense. The good news is that it's still alive, but I cannot say that it's in perfect shape. And the main problem I have with it is that the leaves are so papery thin that they get stuck as they try to unfurl. So I gotta figure that out, but the plant is definitely still alive. Okay, so it's time to talk about my nemesis. This is plant number 10, the Philodendron Verucapetiolum, which was a replacement plant, and both the original and the replacement plant arrived virtually dead at my place. But miracles happen, and here you see the replacement plant. It is bouncing back and even has produced a new leaf. And I'm also still having hopes for the original plant that you see here on the right. It looks like nothing, but there are still a few active growing points, so I'm not giving up on it just yet. Alright, plant number 11 is also a replacement plant. This is the Philodendron Furcatum. It's a very difficult plant since it needs an extreme amount of humidity. But after 5 months it is still alive. There is some damage on the adult leaves. And the new small leaf looks more like a pig's tail than a leaf, but there is a new growing point, so let's see what the future brings for this very grumpy philodendron. Right, so the very last plant from my May unboxing is this Philodendron Pseudo Regulatum. It was a new plant and I have to say that it's doing great. It has produced 2 new leaves and it's working currently on a 3rd one, so this plant is doing just fine. So as a conclusion, 11 of the 12 plants are still very much alive and only 1 plant died on me. So I think that's a pretty good score after 5 months, especially since several of these philodendrons that you just saw are considered to be quite difficult. Okay, so that's it for this update video. If you liked it, please consider liking it and subscribing to my channel. I will continue to post update videos on my other unboxing videos soon. But for now, I wish you a very good day and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.